Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Today I'm going to do a spring slash summer fragrance video. So I wanted to talk about like my favorite fragrances for spring and summer. Right off the bat, I will put it in the description probably, but these are like non-traditional because traditionally, or I don't know if it's traditionally, but for the most part, when people mention, like when I watch perfume videos, they always talk about spring and summer scents, but as being like fresh, citrusy, floral. That's not really my vibe at all. I don't want to smell like clean laundry. I don't want to smell too soapy and fresh, and I don't want to smell like a rose garden. So if you want to see my favorite fragrances for spring and summer that are non-traditional but still beautiful, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with the deeper ones, but I still consider them spring fragrances, but they are a little bit deeper. And listen, if you don't agree, that's your opinion. We all have different taste in fragrances, so it is what it is. Personally, like a fragrance has to match your personality and your vibe, in my opinion. And for me, like I have a pretty strong personality. I swear like a sailor. So I usually gravitate towards like darker, deeper, sweet, gourmand, like sexy fragrances. Fall and winter fragrances are what I gravitate towards year round, but obviously those can choke you out in the summer. So I do have some lighter ones, but like in general, that's my vibe. They have to match like what you like. And in the spring and summer, yeah, I want something a little bit more light, I guess you would say, but I still want to smell like me, and I have to like it. So if you disagree, that's your opinion, and I'm entitled to mine. So starting off, I would consider this spring scent. This is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. I am not going to list the fragrance notes. I'll put the name of the perfume and you can look it up. Usually I mention the notes, but this time I'm just not going to. I'm going to say what I think it smells like, or like what I like about it, and if you want to see the exact notes, then you can just go look them up. So yeah, this is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. This is like a deeper floral. There is a strong floral note in it though, which is why I consider it a spring fragrance. I would wear it year round, but I not necessarily in the wintertime because I like warm and cozy in the wintertime. This has what's the floral note in this? I forget, but it does have like a really strong floral note, but it's like a warm floral. It's a little bit deeper and darker. I would only wear this in the summer, I mean in the spring, or like a summer evening. If it's like a date in the evening, then I could get away with wearing this. But it is a little bit heavier. It's the heaviest one that I'm going to talk about today, but because of the strong floral note, I would still say this classifies, could be a spring fragrance, but it's a sexy fragrance. So usually like it's not that light. It's sexy and floral, but like with a little bit of warmth to it, but not like vanilla warmth. It's so weird. It's like a creamy, warm floral. It smells sexy. It's called Good Girl, but she's definitely bad. She's a bad girl. But it does still have like that feminine note, but with a dark side. Like she's edgy. She's girly, but she's edgy, you know? So springtime or evening in the summer, and even springtime, if you live somewhere really hot, then you might not be able to get away with this, but because I live in Canada, in the spring, like we still have cold days, so I can get away with this, and I love this. And because it's floral, like it does have that strong, what the hell is the note? I'm gonna have to look it up. It does have that strong floral note, so I would wear this more so in spring. This is to me a spring fragrance. Okay, I had to switch out my memory card. But yeah, basically, I looked up the note really quickly also. The floral note in here that's really strong is tuberose. It also says it has jasmine, but more so tuberose. Tuberose and tonka bean are like the main players. So, and it is described as a warm floral, which is what I said, and I didn't even know that. But yeah, so tuberose, because it has the tuberose, I feel like it's springy enough. It has the floral, but it still has like that warmth. It's still sexy. So for me, it's perfect for spring. Like I said, I gravitate year round towards sexy, dark, deep, mysterious, if you will, and gourmand fragrances. So I like to find like a happy medium for my spring and summer fragrances. But because of the tuberose and jasmine, I guess, it is pretty floral. So that's why I consider it perfect for spring. Also, moving on. And these are spring and summer. Like, I don't have only some, not enough to like do a video on only summer and only spring, because like I said, these are like a tiny piece of my collection. For the most part, I like warm scents, but so I just decided to combine them. I'm talking too much. Anyways, this one is Viva La Juicy Noir. So I know that it says noir, but noir to me means dark, deep night. This, I wouldn't classify this as a noir, but I love this. Now, I know Viva La Juicy is not for everyone, and it's a little bit juvenile, but out of all of them, I used to own all of them, and I gave them away or sold them, but this one I kept because it's my favorite of all of them. It's sweet, and yes, there is a little bit of like a deepness, like I guess like a heaviness to it, which is maybe why they call it noir, because there's some gourmand notes. It's described as a gourmand, but I guess it's maybe like caramel or something like that in it, but it's not too deep, it's not too heavy. There's enough fruit in this. It's like a fruity gourmand with a little bit of a caramel to like warm it up, but because it's like pretty flirty, I would describe this as like a playful, flirty fragrance. So because of the fruit in there, it's light enough and flirty enough to be a springtime fragrance. I would even wear this in the summertime. I don't find it too sweet. I don't find it too heavy. It doesn't give you a headache. I mean, if you don't like sweet fragrances, obviously don't watch any of my videos, because I kind of like sweet fragrances. So you might find this too sweet if you don't like sweet, but for me, it's not too heavy, it's not too sweet. Because of the fruit, it kind of lightens it up, it brightens it up. So that's why to me this would be a good, it would be a good springtime fragrance, and or like an evening, like maybe like an evening springtime. But to me, this is playful, it's flirty, it's fruity. It does have a little bit of caramel, but not too much, and it doesn't give me a headache. So I like this for spring. Also, it's pretty cheap, and yes, it is a little bit juvenile, but I find it juvenile because it's so fruity and it's so playful. So because of that is also why I think it's a good spring fragrance. Okay, next up, this is one I've never talked about before. This is by Jean Paul Gaultier, and this is the Classique Essence de Parfum. So there's a difference between Classique. This is the Classique Essence de Parfum. The bottle is so cute. This is like an OG bottle. I remember my dad had one like this growing up. But yeah, I love this. This to me is so pretty. It's so pretty, and it's perfect for spring. So when I smell this, this is, I think it's a combination of orange blossom and another kind of orange, like maybe I think tangerine or regular like juicy orange or something like that. But it almost smells like, so it's a perfect combination. It's like a creamy orange. It almost smells like a creamsicle, like, you know, like an orange creamsicle. So it's fluffy, creamy orange, but because they have a second orange note, you do get that little bit of like juicy, almost like mouth-watering orange, like a tart orange. So it's a perfect combination. And I like that they put the two kinds of orange in there. So it's like balanced, like sweet, creamy, fluffy, but then you get that little bit of juicy orange too. So it's so nice. And there's a floral note in this too. So it is like a orange creamsicle with like a little, like it's a creamy orange creamsicle with a little bit of juicy orange and a little bit of floral note. So it's just like blended so beautifully. And I would say this is like a perfect daytime scent. I wouldn't really wear this for night because I don't find it too sexy. I find it feminine, flirty, juicy, yet creamy. It's so nice. If you like orange scents, I love this, but it's not like too orange. It's not too citrusy because there has like a creamy fluffiness and that floral note, so it's balanced. Oh, it's so pretty, like orange creamsicle. Oh, it's just so nice. If you like orange scents, I love that, but there is some floral notes in it. There is a little bit of a creaminess. I don't know what it is. Like I said, you're gonna have to look it up, but this is the Classique Essence, by the way. There's a difference. And I love this. This is so pretty. It's very feminine, beautiful. This lasts for hours and hours. It lasts forever. You don't need too much. And I love that for the day. I would probably wear that other than wintertime, I could see myself wearing that all the time during the day. It's so pretty. It's not too heavy. It's sweet because, like I said, I'm describing it as like an orange creamsicle. So yes, it is a little bit sweet, but it's not too sweet, and it's like an orange sweet, not like a, I don't know, not like a vanilla, not something that I typically have. It's not like a caramel, vanilla, chocolate. It's like so different, so pretty, feminine, really girly. And I think this would be so pretty. It's so like, I think because it's uplifting, fresh, and I think the orange, I don't know. I just love this for spring especially, and summer. I love that. That smells so good. And I love the orange notes, like the creamy orange notes. It's so different and I love it. So that's that. Next up, this one is another one that I feel like when I hear people talk about this, a lot of people say that, oh, it's a winter time, it's so sweet. I don't agree at all, and I don't know what they're talking about. This is Viktor and Rolf Flowerbomb. This is just the roller ball. I couldn't justify buying the huge one because I switch out my perfumes too much. But this, because there is so much floral in it, I wouldn't say this is wintertime. I think people classify this as like a winter cozy scent because there is some warmth, there's some patchouli in it, but to me, like, yeah, there's some warmth, but just because something has vanilla in it or warm notes in it doesn't mean it's for wintertime, in my opinion. I like that year round, and everyone's different. So because of the florals, there's some warmth, but it's not too warm. It's not spicy. It's not, I don't know. I think this is so pretty. I would say this is a springtime, and I wore this actually for my wedding, which was in August. So I wore it in the summertime too, and no one complained. Everyone told me I smelled so good. But I wore this because my husband loves this scent. On one of our first dates, he complimented me, and he's like, they could make an air freshener out of you. Which for him to say that is hilarious because he's really sensitive to scents. So because he loves it, I wore it for our wedding. And everyone said I smelled so good. It smells floral, like, but a warm floral. So there is some patchouli, which just makes it last forever, but it doesn't smell dirty. And yeah, it smells sweet, but in my opinion, people say it's like too sweet. I don't find it too sweet. Then again, I like gourmand. So for me, this is not too sweet. It's like a warm floral with patchouli. But patchouli can smell dirty, and in this case, it doesn't. It just smells like if you were wearing like a floral perfume mixed with a little bit of like a vanilla to kind of warm it up a little, but it's not too warm. It doesn't give me a headache. I don't wear too much of it. Maybe you're spraying too much. I don't know. I love it. I would wear it in the spring, and I also wore it to my wedding in the summer. So I love that. Next up, these are both really new to my collection because, as I said, I was kind of trying to even out my perfume collection because I didn't really have too many scents for summer and spring. So I added these ones this year, and I guess I'll start with this one. This is my newest one, and it's called Burberry Her. Again, I just got the rollerball because this was a blind buy since all stores are closed and I couldn't smell it in person. I bought the rollerball to test it out, and I'm obsessed with this. I literally have been wearing this nonstop, and I haven't used that much, but I mean, I've gone through a decent amount. Oh, this smells so good. I would say this is spring and summer. This is so juicy. I freaking love this. I'm pretty sure there's a strawberry note in here because I can smell like real juicy, mouth-watering strawberries. This literally makes my mouth salivate like I'm drooling right now. This smells so good. It's like a fresh, juicy strawberry, but almost like it has like a powdery note. I think it's the musk. So there is a little bit of like a creamy powdery note, but with the juicy strawberry. So to me, this is like fruity, which screams spring and summer, but without being juvenile. It still smells grown. There's like a little bit of powdery warmth and strawberries, but this is perfect. Oh, this is so mouth-watering, delicious, fruity, but in a grown way without being juvenile. Like, some would say this is way too young. To each his own. I still like it, and I don't really like put myself in that box, you know. But this, if you wanted something that's fruity but grown and different, this is so different. Usually I don't like musk, but this one just, it gives it like, the musk gives it like a creamy powdery note. It's like a powder puffed strawberry. It's so good. I've been wearing this so much, and my husband also loves this. And then last but not least, I did a full review on this. This is Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess, and this is the one I saved for last because this one I could really see myself only wearing in summer. It screams summer to me. I don't know why, but this reminds me of the beach, but I'm not going to say suntan lotion. People say that, and I don't know why. Maybe because there's like a creamy coconut note. But I don't find it smells like suntan lotion. And also, I was scared this was going to be a little bit too juvenile, but it's not. This is like a grown woman coming off the beach. She's tan. She's dressed up a little bit. She's really feminine and girly and beautiful. This is so beautiful. It smells like a creamy coconut, a flower petal. It's really dainty, delicate, beautiful. There's a little bit of a spicy note, almost like a cinnamon that warms it up just a little bit, gives you like some mystery. Oh, it's so pretty. I did a full review. You can check it out. I'll link it down below, but I love this. I will be wearing this all summer. And yeah, I'm sorry I talked so much in this video, but that's all my perfumes that I like for spring and summer. Hopefully you guys got an idea. You like them too. If you have any suggestions of things that you think I will like, leave them down below because I'm curious. But I don't want to smell like Dolce & Gabbana light blue, so don't leave that down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.